Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. This video has not started in the way that I would have liked. Not only is the Barnet an absolute mess and he's sorting out this morning, but this was meant to be a week in the life video of what I've got planned effectively for today. And the rest of the week, effectively, as a natural bodybuilder, preparing for his first bodybuilding show in, well, just under 4 weeks' time now, whilst also managing work and his own coaching business. And my plan was to go to sleep for a couple of hours, wake up for the Mexico-England game that kicked off at 1 o'clock, and then go back to bed afterwards. But someone fell back asleep until the 89th minute once he found out that the game was starting at 2 a.m. because of the thunderstorm delays. So we have got up this morning, as I said, watched it from the 89th minute when I found out the score was 3-2, and then have gone out and been, I guess, somewhat productive since then. So I've ticked off a few of my steps. I've edited the recent YouTube video and some Instagram content, and how we're going to start the day now is by catching up on the game fully on iPlayer, and then scanning breakfast, which is going to be meal 1, 100 grams of egg whites with 2 eggs, spinach, 2 bacon medallions, and a coffee with my water that's down there as well, which is my electrolytes. So yeah, that's how we're going to start the day, and then we're going to do some work, and then we're going to go to the gym. So everything that I had planned in my diary for today has basically been thrown out the window because of the fact that we fell asleep. So I'm going to watch the game on iPlayer up there as if I've not seen it, and pretend I don't know the score and who got sent off and who scored goals, etc. And yeah, this vlog is basically going to be a full week in the life. So Monday through to Sunday. And I'm going to show you the highlights, the best bits, and how I'm getting myself in shape. So yeah, catch you on the next bit. So I made it through to the first half. And I just utilised half time to respond to clients this morning as well. So we are being very productive. But first half seemed a pretty good performance from England. But what is it about Raul Jimenez in a Mexico shirt? He just seemed to be unreal. But I'm led to believe the second half was equally as good. So looking forward to watching that. Second coffee down. Steps have been hit. Meal 1's been done. Client's been responded to. It's 7:39. I still feel like today is going to be a really, really good day. And you're probably wondering, Zach, don't you usually work at Aldi at this time? I do. But I took the day off work because I was preparing for it, watching England at 1 o'clock and didn't want to go in for a 5 o'clock start. So we're going to utilise the day off to be still productive and get stuff done. But yeah, it's just the way it's planned out. But as is life, that does happen. And you just have to adapt. So my diary has just had things moved around. But yeah, we've woken up a little bit. If I need to nap later on, I'll nap later on. But I don't know what's really going to happen now for the rest of the day. But whatever happens, I'm going to show you. So yeah, let's watch the second half. I mean, this is exactly why as well people need to stop slagging off Thomas Tuchel. Just because we struggled against the smaller nations. Gazer was brought in to win us a World Cup, and albeit we haven't won it yet, but we're obviously still on our way. But Mexico are a bloody strong side at home, and we are more than matching them in this. Even the likes of Anthony Gordon was having a great game, it seems. And how good is Jude Bellingham? Right? Journalists in this country as well are an absolute joke, because there are some saying that he shouldn't play, he should be dropped, he's a bit of a rogue guy. He's absolutely class. He's absolutely class and proved it in this game, it seems. So
if this doesn't give you the confidence now for us to go on and perform even better, because we're going to be playing better sides, I don't know what will. But yeah, England in this game, we were bloody good. We were bloody good. I've got half an hour still left to watch, which is obviously bizarre when you already know the result. But watching it gives me that feeling that at least I did watch it. At least my day off work wasn't totally wasted. And I've got something to look forward to on Saturday night when we now go and play against Odegaard and Haaland.
A lot of the weight that we lose within the first couple of weeks will be water weight. You're consuming more nutrients, you are less likely to get ill. Like, obviously, we're not just looking to become a skinnier version of ourselves. We're planning maybe this evening, sitting down, going, right, what do I have for breakfast? What am I going for lunch? In terms of obviously making sure we're prepared with food, and that's why I think foods on the go that are going to work for you with work: wraps, burgers, homemade salads, etc. So that's just a little behind the scenes of a nutritional walkthrough that I do with new starters. So my client Chris has just started his first week's coaching with me, and within the first week we run what I call an assessment week. And in that assessment week, it enables me to look at a full week's worth of food for the client in terms of their eating habits. So what's good, what's bad, Monday through to Friday, but also with weekends as well. And it also helps me to paint a picture around their lifestyle. So what they do for work, whether they've got parental responsibilities, other stresses, other commitments, etc. And then from there, we just look to implement things that are going to work for them, work for the client, and make those sort of subtle tweaks and adjustments necessary to get them on the right path. And with Chris, there's a lot of good things right off the bat in terms of a high protein diet, and a bit more of a focus now on fruit and veg within his nutrition. But sometimes the food quality that he gets, particularly with his protein intake, isn't necessarily the best. And also there are some things in there with regards to energy drinks, processed protein, that I think we could work on to continue to make him feel better effectively. Because coaching needs to be bespoke to the individual. And I know with Chris and his routine, how busy he is with work, that a lot of time he's in the van, he's out and about to jobs. He hasn't always got maybe like cooking facilities to have his breakfast and lunches and whatnot. So we're then looking at ways within his nutrition about how we can get foods and meals that work best for him. Whether it needs to sort of pre-plan his food the day before, meal prep it, put it in the fridge, take it with him to work in a cool bag, or whether he is just that busy for a given day that he needs foods on the go, which might not always be the most ideal, but making convenient and better choices in that situation. Because as I said, coaching is bespoke to the individual. For me, I have the privilege to be able to prep my foods and kind of have them when I want, but not everyone is in that position. So, I always accommodate for each and every client, because that's the way they're going to get results. We are back. So yeah, I think after I trained legs, did a bit of posing, I come back and had something to eat and then napped. Basically, I had all the best intentions of, I think, going to the beach later on today, just to soak up some more sunshine and just sort of chill out. But this heat, this weather, being this close to the first show, does take its toll on the body, and we just had to have a little bit of a nap, a little bit of a chill out. Been fairly productive today. Just to round off the steps, I've got like about 1,000 left to do for the 10k target, so I'm going to get that done before dinner. Meal 3, which you'll see here, which is sort of was post legs, was my chicken, rice, mango and lettuce and salad meal that I just have practically every day. Really good for volume, really good for protein intake, and the mango just helps with a little bit of sort of sweetness as well. And then for dinner I've got the same meal that I have practically every training day, which is fish, more rice, more salad and lettuce going in as well. So yeah, we're going to finish off steps, we're going to complete that, and then that's practically it for Monday. Usually I have an in-person PT session with a client on Monday, but we're going to be moving that to a different day, and that's purely down to the fact that my routine has changed a little bit. So over the last sort of few weeks, my days were practically looking like shifts at Aldi in the morning, train and coach or do my coaching during the day, and then work some shifts for the gym in the evening, which were Tuesday, Wednesday nights, and then Sunday afternoons as well. So I had practically, quite long days effectively, but I have since reduced that work demand by dropping my hours at the gym. So I no longer work there anymore, and there's a number of different reasons for that. One being that my hours at Aldi increased, so I don't need to be working as often, but also two, for the fact that the long days were taking its toll on me physically and mentally, particularly with prep, because I would say with my coaching I'm then doing 50 plus hours a week and trying to be a natural bodybuilder, which is just obviously very, very difficult. So it's now allowed me, by dropping those hours in the evening, to have a bit more chill time, a bit more downtime, to rest and relax the body a little bit more, but also spend more time doing what I love most, which is coaching, spending more time with my clients, giving them more support, more guidance, more help, because a lot of it as well, when it comes to coaching, you have to remember with clients is that they've got their own jobs, their own commitments, their own stresses, responsibilities, and a lot of their free time or time for them to, I guess, seek my help is in the evenings. So it lines up really, really nicely with that, and also allows me to be in a position, I guess, now as well, to take on more clients or spend more time in the business and on the business, because I've got that time to, as I said, put the laptop on and do my coaching. So there's a number of different reasons for that, and again, one of them being, I guess, to rest and relax the body a little bit more, and put myself in a better position for the following day, to have another solid one. Because for me at the moment, as much as I'm really looking forward to competing and can't wait to step on stage, one, I'm a little bit nervous, but two, I want to make sure that my body is in the best possible condition for that, so that I bring my very best on that day and don't feel burnt out, because this first show in 4 weeks is just the first show. There are multiple ones after that, and I'm very much a person that always wants to bring their best and deliver their best. So anything I can do to support that, I'm obviously going to want to do that, but also, as I said, at the same time, be the best possible coach I can be, because that's my passion, that's my love, and I want to be able to do that as best as I can. So yeah, that's where we're at. But yeah, it's going to make for a nice week. I think this week I'll obviously show you what I get up to for the remainder of the week. The hours at Aldi have also changed somewhat, because they are longer hours, and it's meant that I'm now working 4 days on with 3 days off. So my hours there on a Monday are 5 till 2, and where I would usually do my client check-ins on a Monday, I've then moved them to Friday, because that's one of my days off. Tuesday I do a 5 till 12, and then I'll be doing coaching and whatnot in the afternoon. Wednesday off completely from Aldi, working Thursday 5 till 2 I think is on Thursdays, and then off Friday, Saturday, and then a morning shift of 7 till 12 on a Sunday. So again, that sort of balance is really, really nice, because this allows me to
get a good chunk of hours at Aldi to support me, I guess, financially whilst I build my business up. But also too, with the days off and with the time in the afternoons on the days I am working, as I said, I can invest into coaching. So yeah, that's a little bit of a life update from where we're at. But yeah, I'm going to go home now and set up dinner. I'm going to prep dinner and set the laptop on to respond to our guys this evening, and yeah, just make sure everything is set up for work tomorrow. I just wanted to add this bit in as well. Like, my mum, right, has put up this this England flag, right, which she was putting up off the back of our win against Mexico. And I said to her, why are you putting it up now, right? Because now surely it's just a bad omen for us. You could have put it up right at the start, but I just feel like now she's put it up, it's going to be not a great sign for the Norway game on Saturday, which I should be able to stay awake for because it's Saturday 10 o'clock, but I'm not going to back myself after the shambles that was the plan for the Mexico game. But yeah, I mean, we should beat Norway to stop Ireland. Easier than done though, isn't it? I've not recorded a lot of footage for today, but I've been at Aldi this morning for my 5 till 12 shift, came back and pretty much just chilled, which I just forgot to vlog effectively. But I've had my next meal, which is my usual chicken rice mango, which I've just put some footage of what it looks like generally. It's nothing too glamorous. Just to really just chill out before we go and train pull at the gym. Now, where I've changed my routine in terms of hours being different now, Aldi are no longer working at the gym. I've given myself the luxury of coming home after my shift at Aldi to just sort of chill out a bit before we go and train, because previously I'd go to the gym straight from work, and whether that has a knock-on effect or not, certainly placebo can take its toll. And so what I'm then looking to do is just effectively come home, chill for a bit, let the body relax. If I feel the need to have a nap, then I'll have a nap. But I just want to make sure that I'm going into that session feeling in good spirits to go and attack it effectively. So we're probably going to go there in the next sort of hour or so. And it's also meant as well, maybe consciously or subconsciously, that I've just adjusted my food slightly. So I can give myself a little bit of another pre-workout, which I'm going to have a couple of rice cakes just before we hit the gym. And it might well mean that because of time on when I go to the gym and then time of the final meal, I may well adjust my final meal to have even less carbs so that I can have more for the pre-workout. I haven't quite decided as of yet. But yeah, I'm going to obviously take you through the pull session. It starts with RDLs, then we go into single arm pull downs, then seated rows. After the seated row, we then have a lat focus row, into rear delt flies, and then from the rear delt flies we go into bicep work with preacher curls, hammer curls, and then ab crunch to finish. So yeah, it's a little bit of a juicy session, which again is another reason why I want to sort of chill out beforehand and just make sure that I'm feeling pretty good for it. But yeah, the next clip will be me training pull. We are experiencing what I feared would happen by coming home after work, and that is me procrastinating. The time's already nearly 2:30, and I aim to be in the gym for 2:30 today. But after editing some content and sitting on the sofa, I'm like, no, I need to get some stuff done now before the gym gets busy. So what I've done for today is I've fancied a pre-workout meal to help me get through the pull session. So I'm going to pull back on my carbs for dinner later. So rather than my usual full pack of rice for my fish meal, I'm going to have half a pack and a bagel thin, and then just work around the macros to make it basically fall within my 300 grams. Which is absolutely fine because food volume is not really an issue. And by the time I finish this meal, go go to the gym, have the session, practice some posing if the posing room's free, come back, it'll be close to dinner time, then I can prep food for the next day if I need to. And yeah, I'll be absolutely fine with regards to that. So we'll still hit the macros. It won't be that won't be a problem. But yeah, it just means I can alter food, and that is the joys of having macros rather than a set meal plan, because I can adjust it where necessary. And I feel all right now. I'll have this to eat. I'm sure I feel better. I'll have a pre-workout, and then we can go and have a bloody good pull session, get a good pump on, and see how that goes. But yeah, just obviously training later in the day. It's slightly different to what I'm used to, but I just need to stop wasting any more time and just get myself to the gym.
Dinner is served. So we've trained Paul, which I just didn't have the mojo for, just not enjoying training at the moment. This close to the show. I think it's just part and parcel of the waves of going up and down during prep. And we've done a little bit of work in terms of getting back to some clients. And we're currently watching Argentina, Egypt, which is 1-0 to Egypt at the moment. We're just over, half an hour to go, including the drinks break that's due to come in about 10 minutes time. Dinner, as I said, I pulled back on my carbs because I had a pre-workout, so I've got 2 bagel thins instead of the usual rice. And that will take me to my friend Jacob for today. And then I'm just going to literally sit in bed with a laptop on because I'm feeling a bit drained, a bit tired. And then plan for tomorrow on my day off is essentially probably to get up early, because no doubt I'll be up at the crack of dawn anyway. And maybe go and rack up a load of steps and watch sunrise by the beach, because that's the sort of thing that I'm into. So why the hell not? And then I've got tomorrow plan of action, which you're going to see is posing lesson with Matt. Egypt on the break here. 3 versus 3. Or has he picked him out? 2-0. 2-0 to Egypt. Absolute mental. Argentina on the verge of going out the World Cup. Massive. So yeah, that'll be the plan for tomorrow. And there's not a lot else in the diary. So as always, just show you what I get up to. But yeah, that'll probably be it for Tuesday. I'll eat this and then that'll be it.
What a beautiful morning. We have got up bright and early, and I am going to catch sunrise. I thought I'd missed it this morning when I arrived at the beach, but it's just peering its head over the cliffs at the moment, which I'll show you in a second. In fact, let me just show you now. There you'll see it's just peering its head over the harbour arm in Folkestone, and yeah, made the decision to get up at 3:30 this morning. It's 5:05 on Wednesday, because I'm not working today, so I thought if I can get my steps in done early, then the rest of the day should be somewhat easier. But I've really had a struggle again this week, and bodybuilding really does, I think, at times mess with you psychologically, because as fun as it can be for the large part, the ups and downs, the waves, which is quite a, I guess, fitting metaphor for where I am, does play on you a lot. Like 1 minute you're feeling great, the next you're not, to put it bluntly. Yesterday was one of those days where I just didn't have any enjoyment for training whatsoever on the pool day. I think the procrastination was probably symbolic of that. And today I'm not particularly looking forward to training legs later on, and I'm not particularly looking forward to my posing lesson with my coach either. And that's nothing against Matt or any like my coaches or anything like that. It's just, it does, I think, when you get this close, well clearly it does, just drains any enjoyment of fun from the process, which is going to be really ironic because people are going to say, well, if you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it, kind of thing. But I think it's just for this period, this phase, that enjoyment can sort of go, and knowing that, you know, next week would be absolutely fine. You know, it was only a few days ago that I felt good and I was enjoying it again, and then a few days prior to that I wasn't. So it's just literally about, I think, riding the waves, and just accepting it for what it is, and getting stuff done. But yeah, at the moment things just seem a bit like a tick box. But that sunrise is coming up beautifully at the moment, so we're going to just capture that, because that is the reason why I came out this morning. The reason that I come to the beach a lot, not only is it because it's dead peaceful, dead quiet, other than the pesky seagulls, is because I think it is somewhere that I'd like to live in the future as well. I know people will say it's very, very much seasonal, and in the winter you won't like it because it'd be a lot colder, a lot wetter, a lot windier, and a lot noisier. But mornings like this are bliss. Like, I could see myself living even in a flat with a balcony, stick the coffee machine on, sit on the balcony and take it all in, because for me this is what it's all about. This is what brings me my enjoyment. Some people will love going out, getting on the sesh in Ibiza, or, you know, hair of the dog and just keep drinking. But for me, it is literally just coffee, beach and sunrises. And to have this on your doorstep, I think would be a luxury. But plan now is going to be to walk back to the car, because that's going to take me a considerable amount of time. I've not checked how many steps I've done this morning, because I didn't want to have that sort of, oh, I've only done X amount. I wanted to leave the element of surprise when I get back to the car. We're going to do a bit of journaling and a bit of content planning, because journaling, I think, does wonders for my mind, and I haven't done it for a few days, and now is a good opportunity to get that done. And then plan of action is go home, have something to eat, posing lesson at 9:45, go and train legs, and then do a bit more content editing and stuff for clients later on this afternoon. So we've got a nice chilled day, and like I said, if I can get my 10k steps done today, or done fairly this morning, sorry, not today because they have to get done today, but get them done this morning, then that's one of the most challenging things today out of the way, and one less thing to worry about. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next bit.
So we are back home now. I was getting a little bit sleepy on the drive back from the beach, so it might be a good idea to have something to eat and then have a little nap before we go and train legs later. But the sunshine, the walk this morning has definitely perked me up a little bit. But I had to pick up a couple of bits from Aldi, little stock up. So I'm just going to show you actually what I got, because I ended up getting more than I sort of anticipated, because I realised there was more stuff that I needed. And yeah, I didn't have a bag, so I just used the old Pink Lady box that they've got. But we've got bagel thins, so we're gonna have breakfast now. Mango chunks as part of my fruit that I have. Rice as my carb source. Eggies at the top, and then obviously the lettuce and salad packs that we have. Try that again. That we have
regularly for those nutrients and for food volume. The only thing that I haven't got on here that I would typically get is egg whites, but they don't sell them in Aldi, so you've got to get them from Tesco's or Lidl, or bulk buy them online, because egg whites are actually a little bit pricey, but they're great for keeping calories down, high protein, no carbs and fats. But yeah, we're gonna have something to eat now, sit the laptop on just to get back to my clients this morning, and then I'll probably will end up just putting the alarm on to have a little snooze this morning. I've cancelled my posing lesson with Matt and moved that to Friday, just because I think it just works better with my day. You know, my body's not in the best frame to go through some, you know, aggressive posing. I'm not really feeling too confident either in terms of the fact that I feel a little bit sort of bloated, a little bit softer. I think that's just due to the heat. So I'm hoping that on Friday, with the structure of my day, Friday, which is looking at a busy one, which you'll see later on in this video, but a nice one anyway, that is going to work nicely. So yeah, that's the plan of action. Just adapting things, I think, that are most convenient effectively. So yeah, but I'm hungry, I'm going to have something to eat.
It's always incredible to play in front of.
Tired. Good evening, YouTube. Thursday evening. Not much to report for Thursday. 5 till 2 today at Aldi. Then we came back, we had some cream of rice, we had, what else did we have? No, we just had cream of rice, that was it. And just tried out this new watermelon sour drink from Tango. So nothing exciting, to be honest with you. A little shave, a little trim up. So we obviously keeping the tash, but a little shave up, and just spent the time based on Instagram and replying to my clients, and then was meant to go and have a PT session with my client Gaurav, who I usually train on a Monday, but we moved to Thursday due to me now training clients at a private studio. But the guy that I'm hiring the studio from didn't realise that we'd agreed this Thursday, so that didn't happen. Then it was the tried and tested rest day burgers for dinner, and now we're just going to chill to watch the France game. So nothing really exciting happening. We haven't trained today because it is a rest day. Steps were hit, water intake drunk, but no training session, so just a nice rest day. But tomorrow and Saturday are 2 busy days. Tomorrow we're going to be up nice and early to do my client check-ins, which are now moved to Fridays, which we're going to do around sort of 5:30 in the morning, really early start. And the reason being for that, posing lesson with Matt that I moved from what day was it, Wednesday, we moved to Friday, and then finish check-ins, go train upper, and then we're going to watch Kent in the cricket in the evening with a big group of my mates. So that should be good fun. So I just want to try and get everything done really before then. But yeah, effectively we had a really tough day on Wednesday. I just was really feeling the effects of prep. Didn't want to train whatsoever. I've got zero enjoyment when it comes to training now. My energy levels were flat on the floor. My mood was really low. My sleep's been madly affected, and maybe the heat has something to do with it as well. But I just find that being less than 4 weeks out now until the first show, that this is the really tough part, and that training isn't enjoyable. Like, I don't look forward to going into my sessions like I used to. I just don't have the motivation or desire to have you know, the best pump, or to be able to train as hard as I possibly can do. Obviously I will do, because I know there are people out there that if I don't do that are going to be training harder than me, and I don't want that to happen, because I don't want to be, you know, thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that when I step off stage. But it is just really, really tough. And today was quite nice, not having to think about training or anything like that, and having the distraction of work to sort of take my mind off things. So we'll see how we feel in the morning. But yeah, that's Thursday, and the next clip of me will be me starting Friday. A slightly different feel in my hamstring to what I've had before.
So low bit of bend in that knee. The right one's looking fucking perfect.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Let's hope I don't get copyright for saying that. But yes, we have reached the end of the working week. As I said, I think towards the back end of yesterday's video, log, whatever you want to call it, that we obviously didn't get up to an awful lot outside of work. But this morning is very much a busier day, where we've already kick-started the day with client check-ins, and then a posing lesson with my coach Matt, and then we finished off the check-ins before just popping out to grab some bits for stocking up on the old food. We just had cream of rice, and I'm now getting some steps in before we go and train upper. So it'll be interesting to see how the session goes later on today. I'm still not particularly buzzed and enjoyed or at the thought of training. Like, there is no real excitement to get in the gym and have a good session, and I've been looking at ways at how I can try and sort of bring that enjoyment back, even if it was in the sense of just mixing up my workouts, going in and just training a bit of whatever for today's upper, just to maybe add some novelty or just have some fun with training. But a lot of the time I think I'm just overthinking this whole process, where it's all new, and you know, you want to get everything right essentially. So we'll see how it goes, but my plan is just to get a few thousand steps in, because movement's been pretty low so far this morning. Let that meal digest, and then just go to the gym, and maybe just not put so much pressure on it. Yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about the numbers dropping and what the logbook is saying, because I just want to get a good pump on and feel good. It's more so to do with that intrinsic feeling, as opposed to what numbers are suggesting, because I know at this stage they're going to drop. I know energy level is going to be low, so that's going to therefore, you know, be symbolic in my logbook. But I just want to have fun. Like, I just want to enjoy the process, right? I know this is a choice, and stepping on stage is, you know, something that I'm getting to do and I'm choosing to do it. But I still want to have the enjoyment element of it, because if you don't enjoy what you do, then ultimately what is the point of doing it? So we'll see how that goes. Whatever I decide to do, I'll obviously film it, so then you've got close to a full week's worth of training with just lower body to hit tomorrow. But yeah, after today's session we'll then come back, have next meal, get ready for going out later on to the cricket. It's a little bit awkward timings, because the cricket's at half six start, and I'll need to leave, you know, close to sort of 5ish for the park and ride to get there, because I'm going to be driving there this evening, so that if I can just shoot off early, I can. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do food wise with regards to that. But yeah, busy day. Let's just get some sunshine. Let's just try and enjoy life and today for what it is, and yeah, we'll obviously see how the day goes.
We have arrived at the park and ride in Canterbury, head of the cricket tonight for social with the lads, and I've got my meal prep here.
The time's like 20 to 6. The game starts in about 50 minutes time. And the park and ride is about a 5-minute bus journey to the ground, but a 15-minute walk. So because I'm short on steps today, I'm going to make sure that I walk there and back to get most of them in. 15-minute walk, half an hour there and back in total. So that's about 3,000 steps. Leaves me about 2,000 to do whilst I'm round and about in the ground. For dinner, we've got 2 bagel fins, which usually would be rice, but I wanted to save on the carbs, so that's why I've gone for the bagel fins, with obviously the lettuce and the salad and 300 grams of fish, which is going to be cold, but you just got to make do. But today has been a really, really challenging day, and I spoke about it in this video about how the week has been tough in general, but today has been so difficult, and probably an accumulation of everything this week, that it's meant that I've had to make a decision in terms of what I'm going to do during prep and for the foreseeable. And I think because it's become so challenging, and I've had this conversation with Max today, that I'm probably going to be doing the BNBF in 3 to 4 weeks time, because I've invested the time and effort into competing. But beyond that, probably look to pull the plug in terms of the whole process. I've just been obviously feeling the effects so much, and prep's been a process like none that I've experienced before. And it gets to a point where sometimes you have to put yourself first and weigh up whether the pros and cons of everything are worth it. And like I said, doing the first show would be ideal still, because it would have made the whole process worthwhile in terms of still competing, and to say that I've stepped on stage and I've gone through that. But beyond that, I'm not sure how much more I've got left in me. You know, I'm feeling very drained all the time. Training has no enjoyment whatsoever. I don't get any buzz now from working out. My mindset and what I'd want to do is diverted to other things, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I really enjoy training in all the years I've got into the gym, but now that seems to have been zapped. My sleep is constantly affected, and my mood swings are forever up and down. And although there needs to be some level of self-accountability when it comes to your mood, your energy and things like that, I just know that this is a byproduct of going through the prep process. And if I had a bit more food in me, or a bit more enjoyment, flexibility every now and again, then maybe that would have a bit more of a positive effect. But just mentally, my mindset is all over the place at the moment. So I'm coming to a point where a decision has to be made. And as I said previously in videos, unless you go through the prep process yourself, I don't think people can have a real true understanding in terms of what it entails. But anyway, we've got food. We're going to tuck into this. I'm going to try and obviously not think about things tonight, being at the cricket and being around mates and having a social. The temptation now, because of my mindset, to have a beer and you know, just enjoy myself is there. But knowing me, I probably will still be somewhat disciplined and restrictive, and stick to the soft drinks or waters for it, because obviously here I've got my meal prep and I could quite easily have gone and got a takeaway. So maybe that habit and that is still ingrained in me, but as I said, I want to try and divert my attention away from bodybuilding as much as possible, because of the knock-on effects that it is having on me, mentally as well as physically. It's a bit of deja vu, really, isn't it? We're back in the car, we're back in Canterbury, and we're back about to have meal prep, because we are out and about for a nice little activity day today at Boom Battle Bar, playing a bit of golf, axe throwing, and darts is on the agenda today. The cricket was a little bit shambolic yesterday because Kent were just tragic, and today being Saturday, we have train legs this morning. I haven't recorded the session today because I'm very much in the mindset of just wanting to get it done. But my lower session is something that I've shown before, where it is toe press, seated hamstring curl, the hack press or hack squat. Then we go into the hip press, leg extensions, Bulgarians, hip abductors, and ab crunch. So very, very strenuous. Lifts were down a little bit, So 1 rep down on the hack and various other exercises. But at this stage, being 3 weeks out, I'm kind of expecting it. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. It might help if I actually take the lid off the salt here. But yeah, we're going to have this, and then we have got the first activity at 2:15, which is in around half an hour's time. But I'm parked up at the location, so no real need to rush. But yeah, we've got chicken, 250 grams of uncooked weight, 40 grams of lettuce, 40 grams of salad, 123 grams of mango with 125 grams of microwave boiled rice, and then my electrolytes that I've been drinking as well. And yeah, I'm just having a nice chilled Saturday. Then the football's on later, so we're going to watch England beat Norway. Yeah, gonna have a pretty good day. So we're going to scran this and then crack on with a nice fun afternoon this weekend. Let's get it. We managed to set an alarm for this game this time. I actually had a little snooze once I got back just before the game started, just so I had a little bit of sleep for this one, although it was such a good sleep that I didn't want to wake up. But here we are, 10 minutes into the game. Norway 0, England 0. Fingers crossed, obviously, for an England win. But I'm going to call it now. For the Premier League 2026-27 season, flop of the season is going to be Elliot Anderson. I'm calling it now. Every time I watch him go and press, Norway are passing the ball around him. And I've seen that in a few games. So I'm wondering, and I've got quite a strong wonder, that actually last season for Forest was like a one-off. And actually City paying as much as they are for him is going to be a massive flop. So you can save this part for the end of the season. Calling it now. Elliot Anderson, flop of the season. Evening YouTube, and welcome to the end of what has been a week in the life. Today we did 5 hours at Aldi, 7 till 12, which was pretty good, really productive. The guys that were in this morning, we got a lot done, which was great. Rest day for me on Sunday meant that I just had to pick up a couple of food shopping bits, went home, I'd done some like admin, edited some content, got back to clients, prep my food, etc, etc. Also had a bath to just keep on top of basically being hairless effectively, which reminds me I will need to rinse out because that's going to be a little bit disgusting and mum's going to have the right tongue. But yeah, we're just going to chill now for the evening. I've got a decaf tea on the go. We're just responding back to clients, then I'm going to just chill while watching some YouTube or something on Netflix. Part of me wants to watch Harry Potter for some reason, I'm not too sure why. And then just get ready for bed for another working week as of tomorrow. I think the lack of sleep last night due to the England game will probably mean that I'll go to bed even earlier than I do normally. But I wanted to do a little outro for today's video, which has been literally a full week in the life, essentially, of what I get up to and what I eat and what I do every day. A lot of it is rinse and repeat. It is very repetitive. It is doing the same thing over and over again. But that is what yields results. And when you try and mix things up too much, you become overwhelmed or you complicate things and then you never actually get anywhere. So that is why a lot of what I do is very much, I guess, Groundhog Day, effectively. So if you have liked the video, I mean, you had found it useful and you are interested and intrigued to see how I get on as I'm now, 3 weeks out until the first show, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be posting a lot more on YouTube and Instagram in the build up to the first show, because although I've had a little bit of a wobble and a little bit of like a mental shake up in terms of do I want to do this, do I not, your boy is in this and we haven't come this far just to come this far. So stay tuned for more content and I'll see you on the next one.